Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about how to find HCF and LCM. So before I teach you how to find HCF and LCM, Before I teach you how to find LCM and HCF, first of all, we'll understand the terms. See, HCF is the highest common factor, and LCM is the least common multiple. If you see the expansion of HCF and LCM, we have new terms like, for example, we have factor and multiple. So first of all, we should know what is factor and what is multiple. So let's see that. What is a factor and what is a multiple? I'll take an example. Suppose I have 6 as a number. If you have 6, can you tell me what are the numbers that can divide 6 completely without leaving a remainder? So you'll see that the numbers are 1. 1 can divide 6 completely without leaving a remainder. Even 2 can divide 6 completely without leaving a remainder. Even 3 and 6. You will always find that 1 is a factor of any number, every number. 1 is a factor of every number. And the same number, the number which you are taking, will also be a factor of the same number which you are taking. For example, you take 20. The factors, 1 will be, I told you that 1 will be a factor of every number. Whichever number you take, 1 will be the factor of that number. And the same number, 20, will also be a factor. So let me write that also. So number 1 is a factor of every number, and the number itself is also a factor. Now let us find the other factors. So what are the factor? What is a factor? I told you factors are those numbers which can divide a given number. This is the given number to us, right? So factors are those numbers which can divide a given number completely. That there will be no remainder at all. The remainder will be 0. So even 2 can divide 20 completely without leaving a remainder. You will not get a remainder at all. It will be 0. Even 4, even 5, 6 cannot divide 20 completely because remainder will be what? How much? Remainder will be 2. Next, 7 cannot divide, 8 cannot divide, 9 cannot divide, 10 can divide, 11 cannot divide, 12 cannot divide, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 cannot divide, and 20 can divide 20 completely. So the factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. So you see, you find a set of numbers, right? These are the set of numbers, no? Or collection of numbers, right? Factors are collection of numbers, right? Here also you get collection of numbers, right? So factors are a set of numbers which can divide a given number. So for a number for which you are finding factors, so factors are a set of numbers. So these are the set of numbers which can divide a given number completely without leaving a remainder. You understand? So let me take another example. For example, if I take 15, the factors are those numbers which can divide 15 completely without leaving a remainder. So 1, 3, 5, and 15. So these are the factors. So these are the set of numbers which can divide a given number completely without leaving a remainder. I hope it is clear. Next, we are going to see multiple. What do you mean by multiple? For example, if I take the same number, for example, 6, I take 6. What are the multiples of 6? Multiple means if you multiply the number with any other number, you'll get the multiple. For example, 6 into 1 is 6, 6 into 2 is 12, 6 into 3 is 18, 6 into 4 is 24, 6 into 5 is 30, and 6 into 6 is 36, and so on. Now, suppose if I take the number 20, what are the multiples of 20? So I'm starting from the lowest. Actually, you can start from anywhere. See, every number. So any number you take, if you multiply with any other number, you'll get the multiple. So I'm starting from the lowest. 21s are 20, 22s are 40. So if I multiply with 2, I'll get 40. So 40 is also a multiple of 40 is a multiple of 20. 6 is a multiple of 6. 12 is a multiple of 6. 18 is a multiple of 6. Like that. You understand? Now, so other multiples will be 60, 80, 100, and so on. So I hope the concept of factors and multiples are very clear. Once that is very clear, once the concept of factors and multiples are very, very clear, then we can see what is HCF and what is LCM. And one more thing, we should also know another concept known as fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What is this fundamental theorem of arithmetic? So before we see the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we should know what is a prime number. And we should also know what is a composite number. See, prime numbers means any number which has only two factors. Prime number means any number which has only two factors. For example, 2. What are the factors of 2? Now I told you, right? What are factors? Factors are set of numbers which will divide a given number completely. So the factors of 2 are 1 and 2. So you see, there are only two factors, right? So it is a prime number. So 2 is a prime number. For example, if you take 5, what are the factors? 1, 5. So there are only two factors, right? Which can divide 5 completely. So 5 is also a prime number. Next, then what do you mean by composite number? Let us see that. See, composite number has more than 2 factors. More than 2 factors. Prime number, as I said, only 2 factors. Remember that. Only 2 factors. That is 1 and itself. So 2 factors will, for a prime number, the factors will be 1 and the number itself will be a factor. As I told you, as we learned, for every number, 1 and the number itself are the factors, right? Nice. Next, composite number. Example is 4. If you see 4, the factors are 1, 2, and 4. So 4 is a composite number because the number of factors are more than 2. Even 6 is a composite number because factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6. There are 4 factors. So now I will state what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic, because in that definition, prime and composite numbers were involved. So I told you what is a prime number and what is a composite number. Now let us see what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. See, fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that every composite number, fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime factors irrespective of the order. The prime factors are unique. Now let us understand this definition with an example. Suppose if I have the number 6. Suppose, and you know that 6 is a composite number, and here they say that every composite number can be expressed. So if you have the number 6, you can find out the prime factors, right? So if I have the number 6, the prime factors, how do you find out? You have to start dividing. So 2 3s are 6 and 3 1s are 3. So the prime factors are 2 and 3, right? So I can write 6 as product of prime factors, 2 into 3. You understand? So let us see the definition once again. Every composite number, that is 6 is a composite number, can be expressed. That means we can write as a product of prime factors. So 2 and 3 are prime factors, right? Because if you see 2, the factors are 1 and 2. So it is a prime number, and even 3 is a prime number. Irrespective of the order. So actually, what some people will do is, they will take 6 and they'll start dividing with 3. So 3 2s are 6 and 2 1s are 2. So some people can also write 6 as 3 into 2. So here the order has changed, right? Here they are like the other person has written 3 into 2 and another person has written 2 into 3. So it says that irrespective of the order. So order is not important, but I would suggest always go from like smaller to bigger so that it is easier for you. So here, if you see irrespective of the order, the prime factors are unique. You can itself see the prime factors are unique. Here 2 and 3 are the prime factors. Here also 2 and 3 are the prime factors. So prime factor of every composite number is unique, but you can write in any order. But I would suggest please go in order, like go from smallest to bigger or ascending order, smallest to bigger, go in ascending order so that it is easier for you. Now, let us express 20 as a product of prime factors using like fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So 20, I'll take the number 20, I'll divide with 2, 10, 2 5s are 5 1s are. That means 2 into 5. If you have learned actually in exponents, there is a concept. Suppose if I have a number 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, see how many times 2 is repeated? 5 times, right? So I can write the first I'll write the number which is getting repeated, and then I will write on the top how many times it is getting repeated. So this is called the concept of exponents. So if I have 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, I can also write it as 2 to the power 5. That means 2 is getting repeated. 2 is getting repeated 5 times or getting multiplied 5 times. You understand? I hope that is clear. For example, I'll give another example to you so that you understand. For example, if I have 5 into 5 into 5, so that I can write this as 5, which is repeated, which is getting repeated, and how many times? 3 times. So 5 to the power 3. So if they give 7 to the power 3, you can write as 7 into 7 into 7. So I hope you understand even this. So you understood what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic, how to write each of the numbers as product of prime factors. Now, see, you will be able to go in ascending order only when you know the divisibility rules. So I'll just quickly tell you what is the divisibility rules so that you can go in order. The reason the students don't go in order is because they are not aware of the divisibility rules. If they see the number 6, they will divide with 3. So let us see the divisibility rules. Okay, in short. So in short, I'll tell you what are the divisibility rules of all the prime numbers so that it's easier for you. So if I have the number 2, now if I want to check whether a given number, suppose if I have the number 2846, I want to check whether this number is divisible by 2 or not. Then I will look at the unit place digits. I will look at the unit place digit. If the unit place digit is divisible by 2, if the unit place digit is divisible by 2, then the whole number is divisible by 2. If the unit place digit is divisible by 2, then the number is divisible by 2. For example, if I have 240, even if the 0 is there, 0 is divisible by 2, then the number is divisible by 2. So that is in short. Next. So, and let us see another example. Suppose if you have 4, 6, 8, 9, 2, 8, 4. Now, if you see, this number is also divisible by 2 because we have 4 in the units place, which is divisible by 2. So this whole number is divisible by 2. Nice. Next, let us check how to divide or like let us check how to check whether a given number is divisible by 3 or not. So for example, if I have 348. Now in this case, for checking whether a given number is divisible by 3 or not, you add the digits. So 3 plus 4 plus 8. So 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 8 is 15. Since 15 is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. You understand? So if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. So let us take another example. For example, if I have 145. Now if you see the sum of the digits 1 plus 4 plus 5, that is nothing but 10. Since 10 is not divisible by 3, then the number is not divisible by 3. Hope it is clear. Next, for 5, if the unit place digit is 0 or 5, then we can say that the number is divisible by 5. For example, 50, 65, unit place digit is 0 or 5, then the number is divisible by 5. Next, let us check the divisibility rule of 7. Here, most of the students get confused, but it is very easy. For example, if I have the number 343, what you have to do is check the number at the unit place, remove that from this number, from this complete number, remove that 3. So 3 is removed. So what will be left? If 3 is removed, 34 will be left. So the number which is removed, the unit place, always the unit place digit will be removed. It will be doubled. After that, it will be doubled. So it will become 6. So we have to subtract from the remaining digits. So minus 6. So how much will you get? 28. Now, if the number obtained is divisible by 7, then the complete number is divisible by 7. So what we have to do? We have to remove the unit place digit, double it, subtract from the remaining digit. If the number obtained is divisible by 7, then the whole number, the number which is given to you, will be divisible by 7. Let us take another example. For example, if I have 642, suppose if I have the number 642, or let us take 742. If I have the number 742. Now, how to find out whether this number is divisible by 7 or not? Take the unit place digit, double it. So 2 double is 4. Subtract from the remaining. The remaining is 74, right? 74 minus 4. So that is 70. So 70 is divisible by 7. So 742 is also divisible by 7. Good. So I think so this is enough. For 11, you will not see, because mostly they will not give like 11. Okay, anyway, we'll see that also, 11. So for example, if I have to check whether a given number is divisible by 11 or not. So I'll take an example to explain. So if I have the number 1331. Now see, you have to number the numbers like from like smallest to biggest. Like I'll give a number to each position. So I'll give this number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, which are the odd places? 1 is odd and 3 is odd. I'm talking about these places. So 1 is odd and 3 is odd. So odd places, in the odd places, what are the numbers you have? You have 1 and 3. So add number at odd places. 1 plus 3 is 4. Next, what you do is add the numbers at even places also. Next, add the numbers at even places. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Now find the difference. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So if the difference of the number, if the difference of the sum of the digits at odd places and even places is 0 or a multiple of 11, then we can say the given number is divisible by 11. If the difference, that is subtraction, of the sum of the digits at odd places and even places is 0 or a multiple of 11, then we can say the given number is divisible by 11. Let us take another example. For example, 1, 2, 6, 5, 8, 4, 2, 3. Suppose if I have this number. Now, what you just number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you see the odd places digits, 1 is at odd places, 3, like this 3 at 3. Okay, so we have 6, and then at 5 we have 8, then 7 we have 2. So we are going to add 1 plus 6 plus 8 plus 2. So this is nothing but 70. Now we are also going to add digits at the even places, 2, 5, 4, and 3. So 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3. So that is nothing but 14. And next we are going to find the difference. So 17 minus 14, which is nothing but 3. Since this is not coming out to be the difference, of like 0 or a multiple of 11, then the given number, that is 1, 2, 6, 5, 8, 4, 2, 3 is not divisible by 11. I hope that is clear. Once you know this, you will be able to actually go in ascending order when you are finding out the prime factors. That is the reason I told you this. Next. So now let us move to HCF and LCM. How to find HCF and LCM of 2 or more numbers. Okay, we can apply this to 2 or more numbers. But first of all, I'm taking 2 numbers. Okay, 6 and 20. I'm going to find out the HCF and the LCM. Now you can understand HCF and LCM in this way also. For example, if I have, so I'm going to first of all find out the HCF of 6 and 20. First, let us completely understand what is the meaning of HCF and LCM. Then we'll learn the prime factorization way of finding out the HCF and the LCM. So suppose if I have the number 6, what are the factors of 6? 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now, if I have the number 20, what are the factors of 20? 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. Now, can you tell me what is the highest common? So common means what? It should be in both. What is the highest common factor? What is the highest common factor in both these numbers? In both these numbers, what is the highest common factor? See, 1 is common in both. 2 is also common in both. Is 3 common in both? No. Is 6 common in both? No. So what is the highest common? 2 is the highest common. See, 1 is lowest. You understand? So 2 is the highest common, right, factor between both the numbers. So HCF is 2. So HCF of 6 and 20 is nothing but 2. You understand? Highest common factor. So first of all, you can find the factors and check which is the highest common factor between them. You understand? Next, let us see what is multiple. What is, like, how to find LCM. Next, let us see how to find LCM. First of all, we'll learn what is the meaning, and then we'll go by prime factorization method. Suppose if I have the number 6, what are the multiples of 6? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and 54, and 60. Otherwise, I'll write a little smaller so that you can understand. 6, 6, okay, so these are the multiples of 6. Yes or no? I've just written 10 multiples because that is enough. If you want, you can write more. Okay. Otherwise, if you want, I will add on one more extra, 66. Okay. Now, what are the multiples of 20? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, like that. It will go on. Okay. Now this is not stopping, so it will go on. You can write as many as you want. See, since I want to explain what is LCM, I have just taken few of them. So LCM is the least common multiples between the numbers. LCM is the least common multiple between the numbers. So you have the number 6 and 12, right? 20. What is the least common multiple? So see, is 6 common to both? No. Is 12 common to both? No. Is 18 common to both? No. 24? No. 30? No. 36? No. 42? No. 48? No. 54? No. 60? Yes. Yes. 60 is common to both. You see? So the LCM of 6 and 20, the LCM of 6 and 20 is nothing but 60. So it is the least common multiple between the two numbers. You understand? Now, if two numbers are given, we cannot find the multiples and find out what is least common. So we go for prime factorization method. You understand? Actually, we have division method as well, but we'll learn just prime factorization today. Okay. Now, if you see the LCM, we have certain certain conclusion from this. So LCM of 6 and 20 is how much? 60. That means what? 60 is the smallest number. 60 is the smallest number which is divisible by both 6 and 20. Did you understand? 60 is the smallest number which is divisible by both 6 and 20. You understand? That is the LCM. That is the least common multiple. Now, if you see HCF, so HCF of 6 and 20 was 2, right? So 2 is the largest number. 2 is the largest number which can divide 6 and 20 completely. It is the largest number, okay? Or you can say the highest number. 2 is the, in HCF, 2 is whatever HCF you're getting, no, that is the highest number which can divide the two numbers completely. But in case of LCM, that is the smallest number which is divisible by both these numbers. Understand? Now let us do the prime factorization way of finding out the HCF and the LCM. Let us see that. So 6 and 20, we are going to find out the HCF and the LCM. So already I taught you how to write 6 as a factor. Multiple of the 6 is the product of prime factors. 6 you have. So 2 3s are 6 and 3 1s are 3. So I can write 2 into 3. Then I have 20. I can write 20 as 2 10s and 2 5s. So I can write 20 is equal to 2 into 2 into 5. I can also write the same number as, try to understand, I can also write the same number as 2 to the power 1 because 2 is repeated only one time, 2 is only one time, and 3 to the power 1 because 3 is only one time. This one I can write, 2 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 1 because 5 is one time and 2 is two time. Now let us see what is HCF and LCM. See, if you want to find out the HCF of these numbers using prime factorization method will be, you have to find out actually the product of smallest power of the smallest power of each of the common, or don't write each, of the common. Product of the smallest power of the common factor between the numbers. Product of the smallest power of the common factor, or you can say prime, like common prime factor. You can say common prime factor. Product of the smallest power of the common prime factor between the numbers. See, if you see these two numbers, if you see the two numbers and the factors, you see 2 is common between them, right? 2 is common between them, yes or no? So, and what is the smallest power of 2? 1, right? So we'll write 2 to the power 1. Next, is there anything else common? 3 is not in here, right? Is 5 here? No. So the HCF is 2. 2 to the power 1 is nothing but 2. You understand? To find HCF, we have to multiply the common factor, and we have to see the lowest power. We have to see the lowest power of the common factor between the two numbers. You understand? Obviously, this will all be prime numbers. So yes. Now see what is LCM then. See, in this example itself, I'll tell LCM. In LCM, please remember, we don't have to, when you're using prime factorization method, we don't have to take common factor. We have to write the highest power. Here it was smallest power or lowest power. If we have to write here the product of highest power of, here only each will come. Here we don't have to take common. Here we have to take product of highest power of each of the prime factors, Now, if you see here, what is the highest power of each of the prime factors? First of all, we'll see what are the prime factors we have. We have 2, we have 3, and 5. These are the 3 prime factors which are present. Now we'll see what is the highest power of each in the 2 numbers. So highest power of 2 is 2 to the power 2. Highest power of 3 is 3 to the power 1. Highest power of 5 is 5 to the power 1. Yes, understood? Now 2 to the power 2 is nothing but 2 into 2. 3 to the power 1 is nothing but 3 into 5. So 5 3s are 15, 30, and 60. So the LCM is 60. You understand? So I hope it is clear. So when you are finding out the HCF, we have to see the the smallest power, which is common to both, which is smallest power of the prime factors, smallest power of the prime factors, which is common to both. So the prime factor should be common. First of all, the prime factor should be common, and we have to choose the smallest power of that, and we have to multiply if there are more than 2 factors. You understand? Let us see another example so that it becomes more clearer. So suppose if I have the number like 48 and 56. So we are going to find out the HCF and the LCM of these two numbers. Okay, now see how to find out. Otherwise, we'll take some easy numbers like 20 and 40. Now we'll see how to find that. Now see 20. How can we write 20? Already we learned. So tens are 5. So I can write 2 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 1. This, 2 into 2 is nothing but 2 to the power 2. So I wrote like that. 40, I can write it as how I can write 40. So see, 2. Then you have 2 5s. So you can write it as 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power. Now see, what will be the HCF and LCM in this case? If you observe carefully, I told you in HCF, we have to see, first of all, we have to see the common factor and we have to choose the lowest power of the common factor. You understand? What is common factor? First of all, 2 is common, right? So write 2 and then choose the lowest power. What is the lowest power? 2 or 3? 2. So 2 to the power 2. Next, check whether there is any other common factor. Multiply. Now 5 is also common, right? So 5 you write. What is the lowest power of 5? 1. So answer is 2 into 2 is nothing but, so 2 to the power 2 is nothing but 2 into 2 and 5. So 2 to the 4, 4 5 is 20. HCF of 20 and 40 is 20. HCF of 20 and 40 is 20. You understand? Now, let us find out what is LCM. What is LCM? So LCM, what I told, what is LCM? In LCM, we don't have to take common. We have to see what are the factors present. So what are the factors present? 2 is a factor and 5 is a prime factor. That's all right. So write 2 and into 5. Then what do you do now? Just find out what is the highest power of each of these prime factors. So what is the highest power? 3. What is the highest power of 5? 1. You understand? So it will be what? It will be, so 2 to the power 3 is nothing but 2 into 2 into 2 and 5 to the power 1 is nothing but 5. So 2 to the 4 to the 8, 8 5s are 40. So LCM of 20 and 40 is nothing but 40. And HCF of 20 and 40 is nothing but 20. Now see, whatever I told last time, see what is HCF? HCF is the smallest number or the smallest factor which can divide these two numbers completely. HCF is the smallest number which can divide the two given numbers completely without leaving a remainder. And what is LCM? LCM is the smallest number. Actually, sorry, HCF is the largest number which can divide 20 and 40 completely. HCF is the largest number which can divide 20 and 40 completely without leaving a remainder. Whereas LCM is the smallest number which is divisible by both the numbers. LCM is the smallest number which is divisible by both the numbers. That is 20 and 40. See, 40 is divisible by 20, 40 is divisible by 40. Here 20 can divide 20, 20 can divide 40. So this is the largest number. This is the largest number we can divide both 20 and 40. Now there is another rule or another formula, you can say that HCF of two numbers. So here we found out what? We found out the HCF of 20 and 40. Yes or no? And we found out the LCM of 20 and 40. So HCF of two numbers into LCM of two numbers is nothing but the product of the two numbers, that is 20 and 40. You understand? HCF of two numbers. So suppose I take A and B as two numbers. HCF of A comma B. So you can say in this example, A is 20 and B is 40. HCF of two numbers into LCM of the same two numbers, that is A comma B. Here A is 20 and B is 40, is nothing but product of A into B. That is what I have done, 20 into 40. So HCF of two numbers into LCM of two numbers is product of the numbers. See, this concept will be used to solve problems. Okay, you can use this concepts to solve problems if they ask in the exam. Now, we will solve few problems asked in the various examination. You understand? So this question, this particular question was asked in the CBSE 2020 examination. What they say? The total number of factors of a prime number. See, if I have a prime number, what I told, for example, 2, take an example 2. What are the factors? 1 and 2. If I have the number 5, 1 and 5. So the total number of factors of a prime number is 2. Understand? Good. See, next they have asked this question. The HCF and LCM of 12, 21 and 15 are. See, here also you can use, actually your prime factorization method. You can use the prime factorization method and solve it. So let us solve this also. It is not tough. So 12, first of all, I have the number 12, 21 and 15. Yes or no? So see, 12, how can I write as a product of prime factors? 2 6 are 12, 2 3 are 6. So I can write this as 2 to the power 2 into 3 to the power 1. Next. 21, how can I write? 21, 3 7s are 21, 7 1s are 7. So answer is 3 to the power 1 into 7 power 1. Next, what I have? Next, I have 15. So 15, how can I write? 3 5s are 15, 5 1s are 5. So 3 to the power 1 into 5 to the power 1. Now, tell me, you just pause the video and just think for a moment. When we are finding HCF, we have to find the product of the common factors and with the smallest power. Product of the common factors with the smallest power, having the smallest power. Yes or no? So what is common? See, is 2 here, 2 is here. Is 2 in this? No. Is 2 in this? No. But actually, if you see, 2 should be common to all the 3. Then only we can take 2 common. Okay. So 2 should be here also, and here also. But 2 is only in the first number, so we cannot take common. So it is not common. Next, let us check 3. 3 is here also, 3 is here also, and 3 is here also. So we'll write 3. And what is the like smallest power? What is the lowest power of 3? 1. So the HCF is 3. 3 to the power 1 is nothing but 3. So see, and the answer they've given, right? 3. So HCF is 3. Now how to find LCM? Think for a moment. In LCM, we have to check, we have to write, we have to multiply the highest power of each of the prime factors. So what are the prime factors we have? We have 2 into 3 into 5 into 7. In this, I'm talking about this 2 we have, 3 we have, 5 we have, 7 we have. Now we have tried the highest power of each. So highest power of 2 is nothing but 2. Highest power of 3 is nothing but 1. Highest power of 5 is nothing but 1. 7, 1. So if you multiply this, you will get 420. You understand? That means what? What is the meaning of this also? Let us check. So we got HCF of 3 numbers, 12, 21 and 15. HCF of 12, 21 and 15 is how much? 3. And LCM of 12, 21 and 15 is how much? 4. What is the meaning? HCF is the largest number which can divide the given numbers completely. What is LCM? LCM is the smallest number which is divisible by all these numbers. You understand? I hope it is very, very clear. But for 3 numbers, we cannot apply this rule. Please understand, if there are 3 numbers, we cannot apply this formula. This formula is applicable only for 2 numbers. Now let us solve a problem which was asked in the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya examination 2018. Now we'll solve a problem from that. This problem was asked in JNV examination 2008. What they're given? HCF of 2 numbers is 14. And of the HCF of 2 numbers 14 and 28 is 14. So they have given 2 numbers 14 and 28. And the HCF is nothing but 14. So HCF of 14, 28, these are the 2 numbers given. HCF of 2 numbers 14 and 28 is 14. Find the LCM. So they have asked LCM of 4, because number is given, right? We have to find the LCM of 14 and 22. We have to find this. This is the question now. How to find out? See, one way is like actually we can find out the prime factors of this and You can multiply each of the prime factors, highest power. You can do that way. But actually, since we have a formula, why will you go that way? If we have a formula, right? HCF of 14, 28 into LCM of 14, 28 is equal to 14 into 28. HCF of two numbers into LCM of two numbers is product of the numbers. And what is the HCF which is given? 14. What is the LCM? LCM we have to find out, right? Which is nothing but 14 into 28. Now remember, this is in multiply. When it goes to the other side, it will become divide. So 14, LCM of 14, 28 will be nothing but 14 into 28 by 14. So 14, 14 cancel. Answer is 28. So LCM of 14 and 28 is nothing but 28. Is it clear? Is it clear? So I hope the concept is very, very clear. Okay. Using this, you will be able to solve any kind of problems. Using the concept which I have provided, you will be able to solve any kind of problem in HCF and LCM. So thank you so much for your time. If you like the video, please hit the like button. You can subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. See you next time.